The Coraxian elite guard had conquered 17 systems without losing a single soldier. They were preparing to storm the human outpost on Mining Station Delta 9 when they made a tactical decision that would haunt their species forever. They attacked during breakfast. Commander Zex Theta led his squad through the breach, plasma rifles ready, expecting to catch the humans off guard in their mess hall. What they found broke their understanding of biological life. Private Johnson was eating eggs, unfertilized embryos of another species, scrambled and mixed with the lactation fluid of a large mammal. He'd sprinkled it with capsaicin, a literal neurotoxin that humans consumed for flavor. "Dear gods," whispered Zex Theta's lieutenant, his 4 stomachs churning in horror. Corporal Martinez was worse. She was consuming strips of flesh from a pig, fried in its own rendered fat until crispy. The smell of burning animal protein filled the air. She dipped it in tree blood. Maple syrup, the humans called it, combining death with sugar in a way that defied all logic. "Is that fermented plant matter?" a Coraxian scout asked, pointing at Sergeant Williams' beer. At 0700 hours, the human was drinking poison. Alcohol was a cleaning solvent on most worlds, used to sterilize medical equipment. Williams was drinking it with his meal of ground beef organs stuffed into intestinal casings, sausages. The entire Coraxian squad stood frozen in the doorway, weapons lowered, unable to process what they were witnessing. Dr. Helen Park looked up from her breakfast, confused by the interruption. She was eating something called black pudding, congealed blood mixed with fat and grains, fried until crisp. Next to it sat beans, seeds that contained natural pesticides, which humans had somehow decided to cook in tomato sauce, a fruit containing toxic glycoalkaloids. "Morning," she said casually, taking a sip of coffee, a beverage made from seeds containing a lethal dose of caffeine for most species. Humans drank it to wake up. You're eating poison," Zex Theta managed to say. "Multiple poisons. Simultaneously." Lieutenant Jackson laughed, cutting into his rare steak, red juice pooling on his plate. This is nothing. You should see what we eat when we're actually trying. Ever heard of ghost peppers? Fugu fish? We eat things that try to kill us for fun." Private Thompson added honey to his toast, regurgitated insect food spread on heated grains. "My grandmother makes this dish with fermented shark. Buried it underground for 3 months until it's basically ammonia. Smells like death, tastes worse. We eat it at Christmas." The Coraxians' tactical displays were going haywire. Their bioscanners couldn't reconcile what they were seeing. These creatures were consuming things that would kill any sensible species, and they were doing it while making casual conversation. "Wait," Chief Peterson called out, pulling something from the freezer. "Since you're here, want to try some ice cream? It's frozen mammary secretions mixed with sugar and vanilla that's extracted from orchid pods, by the way. Orchids are parasitic plants." One of the younger Coraxians actually gagged. Captain Rogers stood up, still chewing his bacon. "You know what's really fun? Cheese. We take milk, let bacteria rot it in a controlled way, age it until it's basically solid mold, then eat it. The smellier the better. There's this one from Earth called Limburger. Smells exactly like death. Some of us eat yogurt," added Dr. Park helpfully. "That's milk we deliberately infected with bacteria. We eat billions of living organisms every morning. For digestive health." The Coraxian commander's mind reeled. These weren't just Deathworlders, they were insane. They had turned consumption into a form of biological warfare against their own bodies. "On Earth," Sergeant Williams said, finishing his beer, "we have eating competitions. We see who can consume the most toxic peppers, or who can eat the most hot dogs. Those are processed mystery meat in synthetic casings in 10 minutes. We've weaponized eating." Private Johnson pulled out his phone, showing a video. "This is from Earth. It's called Man vs. Food. This guy's job is to find the most dangerous things humans have decided are edible and eat them on camera. For entertainment." The Coraxians backed toward the door. Their species consumed simple nutrient paste, carefully balanced for optimal health. The idea of turning eating into an extreme sport was incomprehensible. "Retreat," Commander Zextheta ordered, his voice shaking. Full retreat. But sir, his lieutenant protested, we haven't fired a single. They eat death for breakfast. Literally, they consume poisons for pleasure. They ferment things until they're toxic and call it cuisine. No wonder they survived their death world. They're more dangerous to themselves than any environment could be. As the Coraxians fled, Corporal Martinez called after them, come back any time. Tomorrow's Taco Tuesday. We're having ghost pepper salsa. The sound of Coraxian screaming echoed through the station. The humans went back to their breakfast. Think we should tell them about Hakarl? Asked Johnson. Nah, said Williams, spreading Vegemite on his toast. Concentrated yeast extract that looked like motor oil. Let's save that for if they come back. They never did.